Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. How we doing? It is the 22nd of July. Ready to learn, ready to grow. I hope so. I hope you had a wonderful weekend as well. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. I'm a little tired. Did my audio just cut out again? Cover your ears. Be good. Let's hope so. Well, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to do a power talk. Just saying, is this a shadow? Is this the shadow? That's the shadow. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Happy Monday to you. Today's going to be a power talk. As usual, we'll have a bit of a pre-show chat, and then we'll get it right into it, which will be episode 105 already. 105. No. 1005. Episode 1005. I always get my numbers mixed up. Who have we got in the chat already? We have Eric here. I'll do my very best. Following on what you mentioned on Friday about purpose. Thank you for your kind comment as well on YouTube. I haven't actually had time to reply to any comments at the moment. I've got like a ton of them. But I do greatly appreciate that. So I will get there with the replies, and also hopefully in the episode some good things. Hey Jen, great to have you here. It's nice that we say hello to one another in the chat. Cheryl's here as well, all the way from Australia. Welcome. Mina is here all the way up the long road. And you too. Yeah, brand new week. Over halfway through the year. We need to get things going. Med is here. Hello, Med. Cycling home now. Hopefully the weather is good. Although it's getting 11 for you. I like the name Power Talk. Yeah, that's what I just call them these days, just Power Talks. I've managed to get my 2 workouts in already. I'm now down to 163 pounds and a bit, which is cool. This shirt is super loose on me now, which is good. So yeah, managed to do just under 4-mile run in the sun, and then a workout as well for 50 minutes. I'm actually very proud of myself, by the way. I'm very proud of myself. It's been a month of good habits. I thought it was time. It was tricky in the beginning, but I'm getting there. I'm going to get down to 158 pounds. I'm going to get there. Down from 172 to 163 and a bit. And another 5 more pounds to go. Let's get the auto camera going. I'm still a little bit out of breath. Another biker in the chat. Hey Angela, all the way on Facebook. welcome. Great to have you here as always, and thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really committed. I've worked out twice a day for the last 2 weeks. I've calorie checked or scanned for the last month. I've had no IPA beer for a whole month today. I'm eating clean protein foods. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I always like the sentence. I don't know if I made it up or not. So credit to whoever said it. I'm sure everything's been said before, but be so consistent. Results are impossible to be ignored. And that's what I've been trying to do, just consistency, 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 consistency. Thank you, Cheryl. Very kind as well of you. Hey, Leah. Great to have you here, all the way in Australia as well. I'm doing very well. A bit tired today, I have to admit, because I am still calorie deficient by about 200 calories. Well, I'm no nutrition person, but by clean, I just kind of mean I'm not having really any processed food as much as possible. I think everything in America is a little bit processed, if you ask me. But mainly I'm having, obviously, processed protein powder. That's definitely processed. I'm having my athletic greens, which is not protein. I'm having my chicken. I'm having eggs and Greek yogurt. I'm having these turkey things. I think that's a bit processed, to be honest. And for the first time as well, by the way, are you ready? I've never had cottage cheese in my life, but I saw that it's very high in protein, so I had it for the first time yesterday. It's a bit weird, I have to say. So they're my main protein foods I've been having. Greek yogurt, eggs, chicken, a bit of cheese, the whatever cheese I just said, which first time, cottage cheese, and protein powder. What I'm trying to do as clean as possible. Thank you ever so much. I don't think it's in anyone's nature. It's not in my nature originally, because I was pretty inconsistent as a kid at school. But we've all got the ability. My elder brother, he's very, very good at habit forming. He's actually going to do a program on habits. 7 foundational habits. And he's done amazing for the last few years. So it is possible. One thing, by the way, before we get into the episode, I'm trying to do habit stacking. What I mean by habit stacking is if I get used to doing one thing and I add another thing on top of it, and then I add another thing on top of that, so after a while it's one big habit with lots of mini habits. So it's a bit of habit stacking. Hey Lynn, great to have you here. Yes, superstar, I hope you are well. Okay. Yeah, it's my first time I ever had it. That's why I think it's a little bit weird. Because it's got a weird texture to it. It's a bit yogurty, isn't it? But the texture's weird. Oh, here we go, look. Yeah. That was my initial, like, I ate it and I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then I was like, it doesn't taste bad, but I don't know if I like this. And it was the texture. But supposedly it's very good in protein, so that's what I've been doing. First time anyway, yesterday. Gotta have it yet today. And by the way, I'm not going to work out 2 hours a day for the rest of my life. While I get back in shape. I don't think that's maintainable. With my business, anyway. Okay, it's 11 minutes past. We're going to start in just a few minutes. Try and think what else we've got to say. I don't think I've got anything else to say. Yeah. I sometimes have a thing with words. And if something says curdled, I'm kind of revolted by it. Just the word association. So that was the other thing. It's just a bit weird. So, but I've got to try these new things. Because I'm trying to get to 170 grams of protein a day. And I'm doing terribly bad at 130. Which is kind of good, but it's such a challenge. So I'm just trying to find these little bits I can do here, and there, and everywhere along the way. But today we're going to be talking about mission, vision, and ambition. In this episode 1005. Oh, the app development is doing pretty good. I think we're about 6 weeks away. We had some stuff we had to do because we're rebuilding a whole app. But we're about 6 weeks away. So I'm looking forward to that with the new features and things. And the layout. Should we get to it? Should we get to it? Oh, I'm gonna turn down off the listening machine. Yeah, let's get to it. Quick hydration. Think inspiration, right? Thank you if you meant that. I appreciate that. We want to be examples of what can be done. Yes, sir. Let's do it. I'm going to move the chat out my way. Put it over here today. We'll turn down the music a little bit. In a minute while I move things around. Just put this over here, put that over there, put this over here, put that, oops. All these little windows out of the way. And then we can turn down the music here. And then welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1005. And today we are back with a power talk, and we are talking about mission, vision, and ambition, and why it's important to have it so you can begin to live the life that you desire, the kind of life you want to create, a life that actually makes you feel that it's meaningful, where you get to choose your experience. It's like one of those story things as a kid where you get to choose the little pathways, the little things you like to do. And I think that is good news if that's something that is important to you today. So where do we start when it comes to our purpose? Well, let me start a little bit about me. When I first started out doing my episodes, and as I said, we were at episode 1005, I just started out very, very small. I didn't think it would grow into over 1,000 episodes in every continent, over 19 million downloads, and all those kind of things. But I was curious about getting my thoughts out there in the world so that I could hopefully impart some thoughts, some ideas, some hypnosis along the way to help as many people as possible for free. Now, if you try to think about that, trying to help as many people as possible for free, that is a big goal. That is a big thing that I've really, really wanted. And with any big goal, you need big action. You need to be able to be decisive in exactly what you want. Clearly define what you want as a purpose or as a mission and a vision. But then on the same notion, you've got to decide, what kind of person do I have to become to achieve that ambition, mission, and purpose? Think about that. If we keep doing the same thing at an energy level of like small, then we're not gonna, how are we ever going to get something really crazy cool? Maybe you want to be an author, get on the bestseller list. Well, in order to do that, you can't be just having these small, uninspired steps. You've got to think about it as, this is what I want. I don't know how I'm going to get there yet, but I know that it's important to me. You see, purpose can be made up of different elements. Or same thing, when I say purpose, I mean mission and ambition and all those kind of things. But when we think about our purpose, you got to love what you do. You got to think about, well, what does the world need as well? Because when you think about a purpose, is greater than yourself. A purposeful life is not really just about you. It can very much be something greater. And then usually it's something that we're good at, right? So you want to be able to think, well, what would I like to get better at? What would I like to do that I would enjoy? And then another element is, it's not a necessary one, but it is about probably getting paid for it as well. And the reason why I say that is because I invest a ton of money every single month to keep my free work up for free. It's not just free in the cloud or anything like that. I pay for it, and I have all these different elements of that, and even like paying it through my time. That is a cost in some big way, but it's an investment to my purpose, right? It is going to return something great. So that means I need to fund it in a way that will actually help as many people as possible in that purpose. So within these different elements of loving what you do, thinking about what the world needs, thinking about what you're good at, and even that financial monetary side of how can I get paid for doing what I do, like being an author, or it could be about becoming a coach, it could be about becoming an artist of some kind. We then have a couple of different elements, and like I'm going to go backtrack a little bit, and I said that if you have this big goal, this big purpose, and you've clearly defined the idea of it, then we have to have that self-reflection of, who am I to achieve that goal? Am I capable? Am I worthy of it? Am I deserving? Am I an imposter? Like, do I kind of think, well, who am I to have such big, grand visions and wonderful purposes? So that means we've got to take a check of two things. Number one, our values, because our values are the things which drive us forward. It's why we do what we do. And number two, as always, which is a typical thing I say, or a topic, is our belief system. You see, with that big goal and dream, that purpose, that mission, ambition, if you have that belief, just one, of I'm not good enough, then aren't we going to self-sabotage each step of the way to try to play small? To keep on playing out the same old story, to reaffirm why we cannot do it, where we find those reasons and excuses to not stay up that bit later or to wake up that bit earlier to work on this mission and vision. Those beliefs are going to really be the make or break of that purpose. So ask yourself, what belief do I have about myself that maybe is getting in the way of my purpose or this mission? this vision I'd like to create in my life. And by the way, when I say purpose, I'm not saying your purpose has to be to change the world in some way. It can be living a meaningful life. So there are different elements, and it's up to you to be able to consider what that purpose, mission, and passions are for you. But those beliefs are going to be very critical in allowing you to bring it into vision. Because when you think about it, right, the purpose starts in our mind. Like, it's a thought, it's a feeling, it's an idea, it's a dream that we have. And in order to make it a reality, yes, we've got to do the action steps, but we need to be able to have that unrockable, unshakable self-belief in who we are to make that a reality. One thing that I tend to do is I tend to think of, if I think of achieving that purpose as if it's already happened, like if I could just step into that future me, if I were to look through the eyes of who I became, having achieved that meaningful, purposeful life, if I think about the type of how I would see the world differently, like what would be my perception? How would I be thinking? What kind of self-talk would I have? What kind of feelings would I be having every day? Is it excitement? Is it gratitude? Living this purposeful life, making an impact for my family, my friends, my children, or the community, or whatever it is for you. If I can fully immerse myself into that experience, if I can try it on, and really think about then what kind of actions does this me take every single day? What kind of actions did I take to get to this place? And it can be hard in the beginning because we're not there yet. And maybe we do have that limiting belief getting in our way. Maybe we have a lack of value of self, so therefore the value to get it is lesser. And that's a self-sabotage. But if you could step inside that you, as if like a magic wand were to appear and suddenly you're there, what kind of qualities would you have? What kind of values would be different? What kind of belief would you have? And as you consider that in your mind, that mindset, that set of thoughts, that set of self-talk, that set of feelings, that is the person we need to become and inspire ourselves to become. Because that means not only are you living a purposeful life, but you are really experiencing within yourself something so powerful that you managed to create something. Now, also on top of that, I think a big element when it comes to allowing a mission and a vision to come into play is we've got to treat our mission like a business. And the reason why I like that idea and that notion of a business is because if you want a good business, you've got to be serious. Otherwise, it's going to fail. You want to be able to reward your customers, reward your staff. You want to be able to put as much value into it. If you were to put it in the stock market, go public, you really make sure that everything's serious. And even investment in yourself. Like, I think yourself is the greatest, most beautiful thing to invest in. I know we find it hard to do so if we do believe we're not worthy, deserving, or good enough. But if we are truly going to make that step, we must operate like a business in some way. Now, a business has many different elements. It has strategy, it has context, it has a content of these different elements. And a lot of it is this systems, right? That's what it's really about, getting good operational systems. Now, if we apply that to the mind, I think those systems are habits. Right? They're consistent things that we do on a day-to-day basis that if we do consistently, will yield some kind of result. So ask yourself, are you being consistent in the actions you do every single day? Are you being consistent in putting that 1 hour aside every single day? There's always an hour somewhere, by the way. You can make it. Even if you split into 2 30 minutes somewhere, a lunch break, when the kids have gone to bed, when you're driving home from work, all those kind of things, you've got to prioritize that time to really go all in on how do I make this a reality? Is it a psychological thing I need to work on and then do the work there? Is it actual strategy in finding the right people, finding the right mentors? Because that's another element of all good business. You find people to be able to help you grow. If you think of anyone who's achieved anything, I'm going to be pretty sure most of them have mentors, even from actors, have their teachers, they have their supporters, they have the sports athletes, have their trainers. All these people, like the Olympics is coming up, they have trainers. These are mentors. These are people who know more than you. And the thing when it comes to that, we don't know what we don't know. So if you can find people who've achieved what you want, let's just say you wanted to become an athlete, well, you want to find someone who has been doing it for so long and model them and listen and support them, pay them for their time, all these kind of things. If you want to let go of that belief of not being good enough and you want to work with me, you need to invest in yourself, because I'm not for free when it comes to that main program of mine of letting go of the imposter syndrome. And then I can mentor you through that because I've overcame it myself. I've been on both sides of the equation. And another thing about business, when it comes to your mission, vision, and ambition, and there's something that I did for myself many years ago. I came up with a mission statement. If I step inside of that future me who's achieved the goals and desires that I have, and I think about the psychology, those thoughts, those feelings, those belief systems, the inner talk, I then want to cultivate and write out a paragraph or two, could be a little bit more, but a mission statement, the type of person that I'm going to be. Or if it's something about like becoming a bestseller author, I want to think about what does that really mean? I want to get people to think. I want to touch people's hearts through the words that I say. All of those things. So if I were you, if you want to get that mission, right? Mission, we need a mission statement. And that means you can look at it every single day and think to yourself, am I really acting in the way that I really want to be? Am I doing the work that is needed to be done to get there? And that is where we've got to take an honest look at ourselves. Because maybe you're not. Now, we'll give you a bit of grace. There are going to be days where it's going to be very tricky when you don't feel like it. And I think you should honor that at times. But you can only decipher the difference between doing the work, doing that quiet work, being so consistent that results are impossible to be ignored, or are we buying into the reasons, the excuses, the past stories? Only you can decipher that. And that's where you got to look in a mirror and be honest with yourself. So we really want that mission statement, by the way. And as always, 100 reasons why it's important to achieve this. That way, every time you wake up in the morning, you think about it, you read your mission statement out loud, you look at all those reasons, and that means you're putting your focus on what has to be done. You need to step into the kind of person you're going to be in the future. You want to undo those limiting beliefs. You want to clean up those values if they are self-sabotaging you. And sometimes you got to give up those stories. There's going to be people in your life who are going to say, who are you to achieve this? Happened to me. It happens to me still. But am I going to pay attention to someone who doesn't really know my heart? I'm going to pay attention to someone who doesn't really know my mission, my vision? Because if everyone did that, nothing would get done. All the technology you see around you, all the medicines that you may have had in your life or those who have helped people in your life, none of that would have happened if we just bought into what people thought was possible. So look for the examples of what can be done. Refuse to pay attention to other people's words, because they don't know your dream, they don't know who you really are that's on your heart, and there's so much more of you to bring into this life. And I mean that, you've got to bring it into life. Now, when we think of that big goal and dream, you might be thinking about it and going, well, that is too big for me, and therefore it's a little bit scary. Embrace it. I know it's easy to say, but embrace it. You may want to break it down having done that. So if you think about business again, if you look at them, they have big yearly goals, quarters, right? Their financial quarters. They may have, say, companies in China and so on, and Japan, they have goals which are over 100 years into the future. Those 100-year goals in the future where the person created them may not, or they won't even be in existence. Yet they go so far out into the future because they know that it works. So really begin to build in that love, that passion. Have it crystal clear in your mind from the big one, and then break it down. I like to sometimes think about like reverse engineering, and that's why I said stepping into that future you, thinking about the kind of person who has to be, or you have to be to get there, and then working it way back in these small little goals that then will give you that consistency. Get that first quarter done. Get then the next quarter, then the year, and so on. That builds momentum. So have that big goal and dream, mission, ambition in your mind. But if it is very scary, then break it down into small things, the small steps you can do every single day. And remember, the one thing, or the two main things, are going to get in our way, and that's ourself, and it consists of our belief systems, and it consists of our values. So just map out all the things I've said. Find the people in your life who can actually support you in this. Because as I said, you don't know what you don't know. If you haven't got the goal, you need to find someone who's able to do that with you as an ideal. Otherwise, it can take many, many years. So that's my belief, by the way. And yes, surround yourself with people who will nurture you and lift you up. That is a critical element in my opinion. Like if you are around people and you aren't, like the way I see it is if you cannot share your dream with someone in the fear of making you feel small, in the fear of judgment, then I would like to suggest finding people where you go, if I shared my dream with this person, I know they would trust it, they would believe me, they would root for me, they would lift me up. And when you have someone or people like that on your side, like mentors specifically in that case, but when it comes to friends and all those people in your life, bring more of those people into your life and be with them. Notice the energy they have. Even if they don't know how to get there, if they are just your friends, you want to surround yourself with that one friend or few friends who are going to be rooting for you and lifting you up and pushing you forward and holding you accountable at the exact same time. The kind of friend that you like to be as well. So, I know that's quite a lot of different elements right there, but if you re-listen to this and break things down, write things down, I'll just quickly go over the purpose side of things. You want to love what you do, you want to find what the world needs, you want to think about the financial side if you need that, and also what you're good at and what you can refine, that mission, that vision, and that purpose, which will be defined by the beliefs and the values that we hold about ourselves. And then all the other little elements I said, the big goal, step inside that future you, look through the eyes of the person you got to become, and then reverse engineer it, and then think of that big goal, but also begin to reverse engineer it in smaller steps where you get to do the quiet work and spend that 1 hour every single day to your development. Get those 100 reasons. Think about that mission statement of who you're going to live up to every single day. And that means when you do that, you start to step into the path. You start to be the purpose. It's not something that is beyond yourself, but within yourself, waiting to break free today. And I always like to say, it's good news, but it's all on you, because that means you have the ability to define, to cultivate, to create the purpose that you desire. And get the help you need. And of course, if you ever need help from me personally, you can go ahead to josephclough.info/talk if you want to let go of the imposter syndrome, if you want to let go of the limiting belief of not being worthy, deserving, or good enough. And that way, it's an 8-week system. There is an investment. You get to work with me and my team. You go ahead and book a call. and we'll get clear on exactly where you are, where you want to be, what's getting in your way, and if we can solve it, we'll tell you on that call, and then we might invite you into the program. If not, we'll point to a different direction, because we want to get our results every single time, and you got to be a good fit. You got to be professional, you got to be willing to invest, to show up, and that means you can become the person that you desire. So that's josephclough.info/talk. And of course, I have my hypnosis app as well, but do what I said, and I promise you, life will never be the same again. And I look forward to speaking to you in a future episode. Many thanks, and goodbye. Okay, we are back from, we need to change the music. We need to change the music. So that we're back with another power talk. We did it. We did what we had to do. I reintroducing these power talks. I used to do them every Monday and kind of Friday, and then it was just Wednesday hypnosis. But now I'm doing usually 2 to 3 hypnosises to 1 power talk. But I do like them. I do like them. Have you missed this? Yeah, we just finished, but there will be a replay. You got the replay. I know you're on Facebook. It will be there once it's kind of processed on their end. But go to YouTube and you're about to scroll back right now. Just scroll it back, I think. Scroll it all the way back. Or wait and refresh at a time. Oh, thank you so much. So pleased that that helped you. Is it Victoria? It's a great name. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. I'm not very good at pronunciations of many names. That's no problem. You can rewind it on YouTube a lot better, I think. Nice. Thank you, Eric. That's very kind of you. Yeah. I know I was going from one thing to another, but there was coming into my mind at different times. So, lots of things to consider. Thank you, Leah. Very, very kind of you. And thank you, Jen, as well. Wonderful. Great to have you on the stream. I go live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. in England, Mondays and Fridays. And we usually start the actual, so we have the pre-show about 15 minutes, and we usually start around 1/4 the hour of the time zones that I said, roughly, unless we go on rambling on. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Mina. That's the way. We are almost at 37,000 subscribers too. Yes. Good stuff, Mad. And so pleased to hear it. I did try to, I was thinking of you in my mind because about the book selling example. Because I know you mentioned if you wanted to get better at being an author. And I don't know if that was for you personally or just an example, but I wanted to include it if I could. Nice, man. I like it a lot. So, yeah, there you go. And that's what I've been doing this whole month with my weight loss. Doing these habits, thinking about my why, thinking about the person I would need to become to do that. And I'm not saying like I'm super fit or anything like that. I'm just on my journey. But I did have to take a real look in the mirror and go, I'm not doing the actions of the person who I want to become. And then I thought, well, what kind of actions would I need to do? Now, for me personally, it was a little bit easier because I had lost weight before. So I thought about, well, what was I doing back then? And I was working out 4 hours a day. I'm not doing 4 hours a day, I'm just doing 2. And I thought about, like, I invested to go on a program for 2 months, all the way in Thailand, which most of you know, but I was really committed. So I thought, well, yeah, if I'm gonna go to a different country for 2 months to get fit, to work out 6 days a week at 4 hours, that's like, I had to think about that was a person that I was. So how can I start to dip into that element again? So I thought, okay, what actions do I need to do? Well, I need to track, I need to eat better, eat more. So I wasn't doing that. I was eating less. I was under eating by a lot. I was only having 1 meal a day, and I was having like bread as well. So I was like, I can't be that. That person back then cannot be the person I want to be. So I need to do that. Oh, welcome, Bonnie. Great to have you here. Everyone welcome Bonnie. She jumped from one itchy nose all the way from Facebook, and she made the good decision. And for you moving over and maybe subscribing, you also get one of these. What should we give today? We're a friendly bunch here. Sometimes, most of the time. You get one of those. And you get some of those as well. Let's get the butterflies in. Look at that, so kind. No problems, Eric. Oh, sorry, I'll get to you in a second, Bonnie. No problems, Eric. Have a great day and a great suggestion, because you were here Friday and you said that, so I'm pleased that it did help. And I'll quickly go back as well. That's a great goal to have. Yeah, you'll do it by doing that. My workouts have been... Do you want to know? I don't know if I've told you about this, actually. So I go hiking or running, and the hike is a run with a walk because it's very steep. And then I work out with a trainer twice per week, and also I do this. One sec, I'll show you. I do this. VR boxing. Or as you like hit these targets. I do a whole 50 minutes to an hour in that. That's what I do. Between the 3 or 4 elements. Great to have you here, Bonnie. And you are most welcome. YouTube is actually just generally better, by the way. That's why I said that. The video audio quality streaming is better in general because it is a video streaming or video program, whereas Facebook is obviously more, it's not their priority. So you do get a better audio and video experience most of the time. And if you're not, there's a little gear and you can just upload it to the highest quality. So I set my streams up as a quality. Well, I thought it was more than 1080p. But Facebook sometimes doesn't get to that level. Yeah, it's really cool. So I will suggest, if anyone has it, there's a program called Les Mills or Miles, but it's MILLS, and it's called Body Combat. And it's really good. Really good. I like it. And it's different levels you can do as well, like if you're just beginning. It's really cool. Nice, yeah. Weird thing is, I have not craved a beer since I decided. Isn't that weird? When you make a decision, you override things. I would kind of like a beer, but I don't have the desire, if that makes sense. My audio is cutting out, so I do apologize if the mic's getting a bit funny. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, see there. Did that pop? Cut out? Yeah, it is a little bit better here. But welcome once again. Nice. I haven't been up to LA for ages. I was in Huntington Beach about a year and a bit ago. That's as close as I got to LA. But there we go, everybody. I think we're done. I think we did it. Live stream complete. On Friday, I don't know what I'm doing. I do, it's because I did it, but I did it on Saturday, so I forgot what I'm doing. So on Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Oh, I know, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. United Kingdom. We are doing release separation anxiety. Release separation anxiety. It was a suggestion by someone in this chat. I don't know if they're still here, but if you have suggestions, you can go ahead to www.josephclough.info/ABC and put in your suggestion there, and I'll do my best to see if I can do it in the future. That's not so bad. That's awesome. That would be fun, actually. I've got wineries about 45 minutes away to an hour away. And I used to really enjoy going to wineries. Yeah, that makes sense, Med, as well. Okay, everybody. Release separation anxiety will be there. Once this stream ends, it's going to move you hopefully there, and you can just hit the like button, subscribe, be notified, and that way you will be notified. So there you go. And the release separation anxiety I will create this week, a day version, a deep sleep version, and a 4-hour sleep one as well. Rosé is a good one, isn't it, in the summer? I haven't had a rosé for a long, long time. I did like the wineries though. It's embarrassing to say, but I was a member of 3 or 4 of them. You too, my friend. Is my audio cutting out? No one's told me yet. It's cutting out in my ears. You too, Jen. Great to have you here as always. Hep away on the things you do. Trapezing. Never heard of that. Frozettes. Is that a make of wine or something? Anyway, let's start talking about alcohol. And keep the clean living going for a while, right? So thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you hopefully this Friday. If not, I'll catch you on a future episode. And download the app if you haven't got the app. It's really super cool. We're doing updates. And you can get it freehypnosis.app. And it'll be there for you whenever you need it. So thank you, everybody. I will speak to you all soon. Many thanks and goodbye. Oh, very quickly. Oh, there you go. Yeah. It should be there in just a few moments. Many thanks and goodbye.